Hello everyone, Carolyn here and welcome to today's tutorial. Today I will be showing you my own original design, the Ashley Boulevard bracelet. This is a 3 loom design or 9 pin bars, 6 looms if you're going to be doing a full wrap like me. On these renditions I used a total of 10 different color bands. I just basically used a different color for every band placement step. I won't be doing that today. I'll only be using 5 colors, but I'll show you on this bracelet where everything's going to go. I'm going to put the other one away. And for today's project, you're going to need 2 hooks or nimble fingers. I'm going to go ahead and put these aside for right now because we're not ready for them, and we can begin our band placement step. Alright, the first color that we're going to place are the jelly blues that you see along the edge right here, and I'm going to be using black. And your pin bar setup is your very center pin is going to be your lowest setting, and then going up at a staggered all the way up 4 sides on each, and then that's it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drop 2 so it's easier to close it off later, and then just simply work the perimeter all the way to the edge, and then all the way up the loom. I'm only going to do 1 or 2, and then I'm going to go off because it might get a little bit long because we have some very unique looping and then unlooping and relooping, so I want to take time to show you those steps more so than band placement. Okay guys, so just continue this up the loom and I'll be right back to show you how to close it up, okay? Be right back. Alright everybody, so I've made it to the top of my loom and I've stopped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pin bars from the top, and then you're just going to take it to the right at an angle, and then you should end up at that center peg. If I didn't drop the bands all over the place. And that's going to be your last band on this side, and then just go ahead and close up the right hand side, same way, different angle. Okay, and now we're ready for our next band placement step. Get back on screen. Here we go. Okay, and for the next color, I'm going to be using the Tin Man from the Medieval collection, but it is these neon orange or mango oranges going up the center right here in this bracelet. So that's what we're getting ready to place now. Alright everybody, so our next step, we're going to be working with the 4th, 5th, and 6th pin bars, and you're just going to go at a diagonal, and then up, and then add a diagonal going down, and then a diagonal going up, up, and then diagonally again, and then you want to X that off, and then go at an angle again. Angle, straight, angle. Now this is the same pattern all the way up, so I'll do it 1 or 2 more times with you, and then I'll leave off to finish that up. So diagonally, up, diagonally, then close it off with an X, or a half X, and then we're going to go diagonally again, then up, diagonally again, then your half X, and then diagonally, up, diagonally, and then a half. Okay? So finish that the rest of the way up the loom, and I'll be right back as soon as I'm done and we're ready for the next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end of the loom, and that's what it should look like up at the top. Alright, and so now we're ready for our next band placement step. And please use good quality stretchy bands for this one, because this is one of the ones that we're going to be moving around, and it's the lime green right in there, not the jelly, but the one kind of buried right there. That's what we're going to be placing now. And I'm going to be using white, and what we're going to be doing is just creating a straight single chain up the 4th and the 6th pin bar all the way up the loom. So you're just going to be going straight up the loom, easy peasy lemon squeezy, on the 4th, and then again on the 6th, going all the way up until you reach the end of the loom. So just continue that. I'm going to finish up and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end with those straight lines down the 4th and the 6th pin bar. And I do want to mention, if you're going to be blinging this bracelet with seed beads, this is actually going to be the signature side, which is this side, the top side, whereas in most of your bracelets the up underneath side would be your signature side. But because of the special looping techniques, that the top is going to be your signature side, so you want to add your seed beads as you're looping. Okay, so for our next step, we're going to be working with our 3rd and 4th and 6th and 7th pin bar. And basically what we're going to be doing is just making a zigzag all the way up the loom. Oh, I'm sorry, let me tell you, what we're going to be doing is the neon yellow right here. These are the bands that we're placing right now. Going down that right there. Okay, sorry, almost forgot. So just do the zigzag on both sides all the way up the loom. Do a couple more with you on this one, and then a few on the other side. This is a pretty basic step. Okay, straighten that out later. Alright, and on the 3rd and the 4th, again starting with your angle, just working your zigzag all the way up both sides. Easy peasy. Get some more bands. Alright. And that just don't want to cooperate. Okay, well maybe it's me tonight. Alright guys, so just continue this all the way up the loom, and I'll be back as soon as I'm done with that and we're ready to move on to our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this with your zigzags all the way to the top. And now we're ready for our next band placement step, which in this bracelet is the lime green jellies going down the center right there. Alright, I'm going to be using mother of pearl, and we're going to be working with the 3rd and the 7th pin bar. And what we're going to be doing is just creating a single chain all the way up. And I hope you've been pushing your bands down, because this is a band heavy bracelet. Again, just working the single chain all the way up your loom on the 3rd, and then again doing the same thing all the way up your loom on the 7th. If I can get the band on there, there we go. One at a time, that's easier. Alright, so this is an easy step, so I'm going to do just one more with you. I'm going to go off, finish this up, and I'll be right back with the next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end, and we're ready to move on to our next band placement step. And we're going to be working with the 2nd and the 3rd and the 7th and the 8th pin bar. And what we're going to be doing is just making a simple diagonal across the 2nd to the 3rd all the way up the loom. Do a couple more with you on this side, and then you're just going to reverse it for the opposite side. So go from the 7th to the 8th, or the 8th to the 7th, however you place your bands, all the way up. And again, just pushing them down as you go. Okay, so just continue that the rest of the way up the loom, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I just wanted to tell you that the band placement step that you're working on is the orange bands in here. And when you get to the top of the loom, you want to make sure that you do want to cross the perimeter, because when it gets looped, that's what's going to cinch the next one together. So you want to make sure you do that. And so if you're ready to move on to the next step, please follow me. If not, just pause me and get back when you're ready for our next step. And our next step is going to be placing the single chain jelly blues that you see going down right there on both sides. All right, and we're going to be working with the 2nd and the 8th pin bar, just creating a single chain all the way up the loom on both sides. Easy peasy again. All right, all the way up the 2nd, and then again on the 8th, all the way up the loom. Oop, trying to lay more than one. All right, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Finish that up, and we'll be back with our next band placement step. All right, everyone, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end of the loom. And we're ready for our next band placement step. And in this bracelet, it is the purple jelly up underneath the orange on both sides. Okay, and I'm going to be using black for this step, and we're going to be working with the 2nd and the 3rd pin bar and the 7th and the 8th pin bar. All right, and what we're going to be doing is starting on the 3rd bar and taking the long stretch up to the 2nd, and we're just going to be doing that all the way up the loom, basically creating an X over that band that we placed earlier in the design. All right, so that's what you do on the left. Same thing on the right, just mirror image. So from the 7th up to the 8th with a long stretch. And please use good quality bands, because when you start to take them back to their home post, I don't want them breaking on you, especially if you've spent all that time looping and placing. Okay, so here's where I'm going to leave you. Just continue doing that the rest of the way up the loom, and then we've got 2 more steps, and then we're ready to loom, guys. We're so close. All right, so I'll be right back as soon as I get to the end. All right, everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end. And at the end, the short, the long stretch, there'll be a pin here, but there'll be no long stretch, so you just leave that. Okay, so we're ready for our next band placement step. And in this bracelet, it is the ocean blue jellies over the whites right there on the sides. We're going to be working with the 1st and the 2nd and the 8th and the 9th pin bar. And we're just going to work a simple zigzag all the way up the loom, back and forth. So again, another easy peasy step. Just working that zigzag all the way up the loom. Right, and then I'm going to jump over here and show you the right side. You want to go down first and then up. And then again, just creating that zigzag all the way up the loom. I've had a lot of requests. I put in just a little question on which bracelet y'all would like to have a tutorial on first, and this was by far the most popular, so I hope y'all stick with it and get to the end. I know it's a lot of work on these big bracelets, but I think it's well worth it. Okay, so just continue that the rest of the way up the loom, and I'll be right back. We've only got 1 more step, and then we're ready to start looming, okay? So I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end. And we got 1 more step of band placement, and then we're done. Yay! Okay, and this one, it is the white going along the edges. I will be using white again, and you simply just want to go from the center pin out to the left and up the loom. You're just basically creating a second border all the way around your loom. So do that on the left, going all the way up, And then on the right, follow it around, going up. And then up again. Oop, get on there. Okay, and then going up, all the way up. Just follow the original perimeter all the way up and then close it. And then when I come back, we'll be ready to start looming. So I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end of the loom. And you can go ahead and spin it around. And then we're going to place our capping band, and we're ready to start looping. Yay! Just twist it on there 3 times. Now you can use whichever color you prefer, either the last band placement color or the very first perimeter color. That's what I'm going to be going with. And then let me grab my hook, and so we're ready to start looping. Okay, so just go into the cap band. You're going to be grabbing that very first band and looping it back to itself all the way around the loom. I'm just going to do a couple with you because this is fairly easy. Again, just go into that side and then go back in and work it to the right, all the way up, or to the side and then up rather. Okay, easy peasy. So just continue that all the way up both sides and then close it up at the top, and I'll be right back for our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end. Ready for our next looping step. We're going to be working with the first and the second and this 8th and the 9th pin bars. On the left hand side, what you want to do is go in and grab that first band, pull it back to its home post, and then go in the second pin bar and pull that band back to its corresponding home post. So just work the zigzag all the way up on both sides. Just going in and pulling one from the next and back to their home post. If I can go in there and grab that one, this is the last one I'm going to show you on this side. And then you do the same thing, just mirror image on the right. You go in to the 9th pin bar, grab that band and bring it back into the 8th, bring it back to the 9th. So just work the zigzag all the way up the loom, pulling everything back to their corresponding home post. Alright, so I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to finish that up and we'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end. And we're ready for our next step. And we're going to be working with the 1st and the 9th pin bar. I'm going to turn it to the side so hopefully you can get a better view. What we're going to be doing is taking this top band and lifting it up over the peg, and then going in and grabbing that bottom band and bringing it around the peg. It's Looming Roach's step, and also seen at Loomaniac on Instagram, Alyssa, to those who know her well, did this step, and this bracelet is dedicated to her and Debbie Lee of Deb's Things. So I will put that in the beginning. I forgot to do that, but I will fix that. And so again, just going in and grabbing that band, releasing it, and then grabbing the band from up underneath and bringing it up and around. So release that top one, grab the bottom one, bring it back and around. Okay. Grab the bottom, there we go. So you want to continue that up the first set of pins, and now on the 9th set, same process. You want to go in, grab that band from the top and release it, and then go in and grab the band from up underneath and bring it back around the peg. So top and release, up underneath and around. Top, release, grab the bottom, up and around the peg. So hopefully you are not lost in this. So basically you're just taking that top band that you just loomed and releasing it, and then grabbing the bottom band and bringing it up and over. I'll do one or two more with you, and then I'm going to leave you. I hope you can catch it. If not, just rewind. Okay. Alright, so continue that up the 1st and the 9th pin bar, and I'll be right back and ready for our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And on the top on both sides, you just want to lift that underneath band. You don't want to take off that top band because then it'll pop off. So just the underneath band on both sides on the top. Okay, so now we're ready for our next looping step, and we're going to be working with the long stretch diagonal bands on the 2nd and 3rd and 7th and 8th pin bar. You just want to go into the 2nd pin bar, grab that diagonal band, and pull it down and to the right. And you want to continue that all the way up the loom. So just grab it, pull it down and to the right. Get on there. I'm trying to do it left-handed so y'all can see, and as you know, I'm a little slower with my left, but I try to make it so y'all can see. Okay, again, just down and to the right, working that left side all the way up the loom. Grabbing that one, down and to the right. And make sure you keep your bands on your pegs. Alright, so on the 8th pin, you're going to go in, grab that long stretch diagonal, bring it down into the left to the 7th, and then continue that all the way up the loom. And just go in and grab down into the left, and down into the left again. Right. Alright guys, I hope that's fairly easy enough for you. Okay, so here's where I'm going to leave you. Just continue doing that the rest of the way up, and I'll be back in just a second when I finish that up and we're ready for our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way up to the top. Okay. So now we're ready for our next looping step. We're going to be working with the 2nd and the 8th pin bars, just taking that single chain and taking it straight forward all the way up. Easy peasy. Ooh, I grabbed the wrong one. Don't want to do that. Grab the right one. Just taking that forward on each. Go in, grab that straight forward band, loop it up. And I'm trying to grab more than one band. I just want one. There we go. Alright, so to continue that up the 2nd row, and again on the 8th row, just going in, grabbing that top band, a straight forward band, and looping it straight forward upon itself, all the way up. Alright, so I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to work mine all the way up, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end, finishing up those straightforward bands, and you might have noticed I did add some beads to it. Okay, so for our next looping step, we're going to be working with the 2nd and 3rd and the 7th and 8th pin bars. What we're going to do is go into the 2nd pin bar and grab that diagonal band and pull it up and to the right. Okay, and just repeat that all the way up the loom, up and to the right. On the left side, get on there, thank you. Up and to the right, and then up and to the right. Alright, and then what we're going to do on the left side is mirror image that, go in on the 8th pin bar, and then go up into the left, working your way all the way up the loom, just pulling those diagonal bands in the opposite direction that they are in, or that they're laid. Okay, so just continue that all the way up the rest of the loom, and I'll be right back for our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And so now we're ready for our next looming step. We're going to be working with the 3rd, 4th, and 6th and 7th pin bars. And what we want to do is go into the 3rd and grab that straight forward band. If I can grab it. Well, let me grab it with my right hand. Maybe that might cooperate a little better. And we're going to pull it up and to the right. So go in, grab that straight forward band, and up and to the right. All the way up on that 3rd pin bar. Just going up and to the right. And then on the 7th pin bar, I'm going to go in and grab that straight forward band and up and to the left. Just mirror image the process on the right hand side, same thing that you did on the left hand side. Just make sure you're grabbing the right band. There's still quite a few bands on this peg. Okay. Do one more with you, and then I'm going off screen to finish this up. Again, just pulling up and to the left or up and to the right from the corresponding home post. Okay, so finish that up and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the top of your loom. And now we are ready for our next step. Okay, and here's where you're going to need to get your 2 hooks. What you want to do is we're going to be working with the 3rd and the 4th pin bar and the 6th and the 7th pin bar. On the left hand side first, and if you don't have 2 hooks, if you have nimble fingers, I guess you could do that, but I just find it easier just to use the 2 hooks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and remove that top band that we just looped, and then with my other hook go in and grab that diagonal band, that zigzag band, if I can get it around. Let me drop this hook real quick so I can relieve some of that pressure and try to get it around. Okay, and bring it back to itself, and then go in to the 4th and bring it back to itself. Get on there, and then just take that one and stick it back on the peg. Again, I'm gonna go and grab that band that you looped off and then loop out the zigzag. And then once you've looped the zigzag back to the left, just loop that back. So go in, grab it, loop the zigzag back to the home post, and then simply put that back. So again, if you have nimble fingers, I did it the first time just with my fingers, and then I figured, hey, it'd probably be easier just using 2 hooks. So if you have crochet hooks, or I guess just anything to hold the band out of the way while you're looping. So that's what you do on the left side, and you're going to do the exact same thing on the right side, just mirror image. So take that band off, go in, grab that band, bring it back to the corresponding home post, then grab the next zigzag and take it back to its corresponding home post. Okay, so take the band off, loop the first zigzag, go ahead and grab the second, loop it back to the home post, and then put that one back on its peg. Okay, I hope this is not confusing to you. Get on there. There we go. And then back. Okay, so again, just looping out the zigzags, and you're just momentarily holding this band out of the way. That gives it a layered look, and I really like the way it comes out. Get on there. Okay, I'm going to show you one or two more times, and then I'm going to go off screen and finish this up. Again, so you take the first band off, loop the first zigzag back to itself, loop the second zigzag back to itself, place the band back on the peg. Okay, zigzag, zigzag, peg. Okay, one more time, just so you know, I know you got it. Zigzag, zigzag, peg. Okay, so here's where I'm going to leave you. Continue doing that the rest of the way up, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end of the loom. And so now we're ready for our next step. We're going to be working with the 4th and the 6th pin bars, and we're going to go into the 4th, grab that straight forward band, but instead of looping it back to its home post, we're going to take it out a long stretch diagonally to the center pin. And continue doing that all the way up your loom. So just go in, grab that straight forward band, and loop it up and to the right. Okay. Trying to grab more than one band again. So up and to the right, all the way up on that 4th, and then on the 6th, I'm going to go in and go up and to the left. Fairly easy. Long stretch. That's why I made sure to tell you to use good quality stretchy bands. Preferably rainbow loom. That's all I use. And I don't have hardly any trouble with breakage or anything like that. So again, just working from your 4th and your 6th all the way up. Continue that, and I'll be right back for our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this now, all the way to the top. And so we're ready for our next looping step. And we're almost done, guys. So what we're going to be working with is the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th pin bar. I'm going to go in and just simply loop everything back to its corresponding home post. All the way up the loom. So you want to go in, grab those top bands, pull them back to themselves. And then you're going to go back and pull up the remaining bands on those posts. And then go in and pull the ones to the sides. Oops, trying to grab more than one. Just the one. And then loop everything to the center, so to the side, forward, and now that side. Oops, came right off. Okay. Again, going into the center pin bar, grabbing the top band, looping it out to itself, going back in that center pin bar, grabbing the next top band, which should be a diagonal, pulling it out to this home post, and going to the side and over, and then you're going to go straight up, and then to the side and over. Okay, you're going to repeat that all the way up the loom. I'm going to do it one or two more times, and then I'm going to leave you. It's a fairly easy step, just looping everything back to their corresponding home post. You just got to make sure you grab the right band. And since everything's going back to its home post, you know if you grab the correct band, because you'll get the teardrop look to it. So if you don't get the teardrop, you're pulling the wrong band. So you need to adjust it back and find that right band. Okay. So to the left, to the right, go to the 4th pin bar, work to the center, go back one, pull up, and go to the right, and pull that one to the center. Okay, so continue doing that all the way up the loom, and I'll be right back for our final step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And now we're ready for the next and final step, and that's to loop out our perimeter. Sorry about that, that's my computer going off. Okay, so you're going to go in through the cat band and just simply pull that perimeter back to their corresponding home peg, just like any other simple perimeter. And then just up the sides as usual. Oops. Without them popping off. Okay, continue that up that side, and then do the same thing on the right side. Just go in, pull those bands back to their corresponding home post, all the way around the loom until the end. And so I'm gonna show you a couple on this side, just for anyone who might be lost or new to looming. So just continue that all the way up to the end, and I'll be back when I get to the top to show you how to close it off. So I'll be right back. Alright everybody, so I've made it to the top of my loom, closing up that perimeter. And to pull it off, or to secure it, what we're simply going to do is go in and grab those bands that we dropped earlier and pull them up and around, and then just attach the C-clip to them. Yeah, you got both of them. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. And then once you got your C-clip on, you're ready to take it off the loom. And I do suggest that you remove it with your hook. Just don't rip it off. You put all that work into it, so just take the time and remove them from the pegs. And you can work like that, or you can work from the sides, however you prefer to take it off. So just make sure you use the hook to pop it off. Okay, I'm going to go off screen and remove it from the loom, and I'll be right back to show you our finished bracelet. Alright everybody, so I finished pulling it off the loom, and as you can see I did add some bling as I was looming up the perimeter besides the seed beads that I added earlier, but I really like the way it turned out. I think it's very pretty. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Again, this is for the Ashley Boulevard bracelet. This is my own original design. If you've liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe by hitting the little red button below. And also follow me on Instagram if you're not already. That's at Carolyn Hamlin. I hope y'all enjoy this tutorial and this bracelet, and I will see y'all next time. Loom on, Loomers. Bye.